Hello YouTube, this is a glassware comparison with a bit of commentary tossing it out to help hopefully explain the functions and why certain glassware is better than others when drinking your spirits. The helpful drink or spirit to be used through this demonstration is Kraken Black Label. I chose it because I myself love the dark flavors that it comes with it, the fact that it's like a coffee and chocolate, the aromas are strong with it, everything about it. If you like the darker, stronger flavors, Kraken Black Label is the way to go. So, let us start this little shindig off with the glass everybody knows and loves, the shot. The problem with the shot is the fact that there's obviously nowhere for any nose to be held by it. It's just simply almost slightly outward walls, but it's not enough really to let the odor of whatever you want to put into this, whether it be a rum or bourbon or whatever it is, to go into it. And it's also not really used that way. It's simply grab it, slam it, get drunk with your buddies. But if you really want to taste what it is you are drinking, you can use a shot, but it will require obviously smaller sips as it goes down. You're being robbed though, because there's nothing there to help contain the nose, the smell of it. It does slightly come out, so it does help there, giving you some wider surface area on top, but you're not really getting the maximum amount on it. Is this important? Actually, I hate to say it, but yeah, it is. The reason for its importance is that 75% and more, depending on what it is exactly, but 75% and more of what you taste comes through what you smell. So if you can't really smell it, you're not really going to taste as much of it as you could. So everybody's favorite for parties, but yeah, that's where that goes. Oh yes, the wine glass. This is a standard wine glass. I believe it came from the Depression era. Antique, as it were. Nice and pretty. They don't quite make them like this anymore either. And probably could use a good cleaning after I get done with it. But either way, if you notice, it goes from a narrow bottom out, then comes up with a straight sides. This is, of course, gives you a lot of surface area. Remember, surface area has an evaporation, more broader surface area, more evaporation. Evaporation equals scent. So the broader the top, the better the scent will be to a point. This very similar to, say, our shot glass. Dun, dun, dun. But if you notice, a bigger glass, obviously, but you get more surface tension to the air, surface exposure, than what you would out of the shot glass. Same issues, other than the fact that you don't have to sip because you get so little. You got more of it, but the nose, you can say, is maximized due to the way it all is built, but you still can do better than a standard wine glass. Now, obviously, you don't put spirits in a wine glass, but hell, you put spirits in anything you want to be honest. What you need is a tumbler. This is where you go into Grandpa's old china cabinet and you pull out tumbler. If you notice, it is very similar to antique wine glass. Nice broad top to it, fairly deep. Usually you see this in the old shows where they throw some ice into it and off they sip away, the evening, complaining about their wives or their jobs or whatever it is they wish to complain about that evening. The thing is, it's the same as wine glass, same as the shot glass. You get nice broad surface area, lots of nose coming out of it, but there is better. A nice heavy base to it makes it good, so it sits down nice and firm. It broadens out so it doesn't tip or fall over. This is wonderful. Great function to it all. But there's still a better way. And this is the classic tumbler style that you see. Now, sometimes, like this one, narrows down quite at the bottom. Other ones will just be straight up and down. Matters not. The issue is still there. Lots of surface area, but there is better. And that comes into this guy. This guy is so much better than this guy. Now, quality-wise, I know for a fact this glass, the style, the craftsmanship is far superior than this guy. This tumbler versus, let's see if I can say, I always want to say Glenfiddich, but that's not right. It's a Glencairn. Then it's Glencairn glass. And I'll show you why with our tasty rum sample. Now, with the regular glass, you're going to, of course, fill up to what you think is a nice, normal level. You don't do that with the Glencairn. You fill it up, so I get it right the first time. A little bit heavy, but there you are. So you don't fill it up to the very, very top. And there's a reason for this. And this is why this is better than the wine glass or the tumbler. You see, I think I just went a little bit past what it's supposed to be. You go up to the widest part of that belly. Notice it kind of bellies out, then hooks right back up again. It funnels, as it were, upwards. That's the reason why. You have all this surface exposure, the surface area. As it evaporates, it condenses, it narrows its way up, and that takes all those smells, all the subtleties, and forces it together, making it even more noticeable for your nose. And that right there makes the Glencairn a superior drinking glass. Absolutely superior when it comes to wanting to get the smell, the taste. Like I said, the taste is only a small fraction of what you get. It's the nose that's most important. Now, other things you can do with the Glencairn that you can do with the tumbler, can do with the wine glass, can't do with the shot glass, it's going to make a mess, is you can do a little swirl to it. And there's a reason for the swirl. I'll get into that in another video. But you can do a lot of different things to help understand and experience whatever it is that you're trying to taste. Also gives you a great place to grab without grabbing the glass. Why is that? Not so much the why. Yeah, the why. The reason for that is that as the temperature changes in the fluid, the evaporation rate changes. And if the evaporation rate changes, you'll have a stronger odor or you'll have a lesser odor. And that, of course, changes the taste. Now, will it be like, oh, my word, this thing tastes like pepperoni, and then I put my hand on it, now it tastes like bananas? No. It's more along the lines of certain flavors, certain bitternesses, certain alcohol flavors will come out stronger or weaker depending on the temperature of the liquid. If you freeze it, put in ice, things along that line, changes it. A friend of mine told me about how to drink tequila, and the way you do is you put it in the freezer. And I know when it comes to bourbons and rums, if you put them into a freezer, you lose almost all the nose out of it, which means you lose 75% or more of the flavor of what you're getting out of it. And it's all part of drinking tequila, but it goes with the reason. You put your hand on it, you warm it up to your body temperature, different temperature, more scent, maybe less scent, depending on the fluid, and then voila. You have a different taste when you're being really, really picky about what you're tasting in the first place. Yum. Good stuff. Now, with that in mind, I've got multiple versions of this glass, and I had to all strewn out here, and I'm realizing, oh, they're all Glencairns, except for one. This guy. Now, notice it, compared to the, finger in there, to the Glencairn. They still have a belly. They still funnel in, or funnel out, depending on how you want to look at it. But if you notice, this one actually has a lip, so you can almost encase your nose in it, as it were, where the Glencairn does not. and that's a minor of interest. The bottom of the Glencairn, as you can see, nice wrist, you can reach down and get a hold of it. At the bottom of this guy actually has a little finger notch. You can hook your finger in. Keeps you away from the drink inside. Are these little tricks better than the Glencairn? Sadly, they are. I honestly thought it wouldn't be. I thought I overpaid on this sucker. This is an Irish bourbon drinking glass. I bought it in an Irish store, so they probably overcharged me exuberantly. But I swear, as much as you get a great nose out of a Glencairn, it was even better out of this guy. Now, is it worth what I paid for it? I'm cheap. I can't help it. No, I'm a working man. I'm a blue collar guy. I was not going to get this when I saw the price, but stupidity overwhelmed me, and it has actually earned itself on my shelf for drinking anything particularly of interest, such as a Kraken. So, as much as I would like to bemoan how much I spent on this sucker, it pretty much was worth it. Now, let us say you want to go old school. Break out that shot glass. No, older yet. This is the end of my little thing here. Older than that shot glass. You're going to break out the, welcome to the Depression. Stop. No. Old school. Ooh, almost dropped school. There we go. This is old school. This is a Viking drinking glass. Apparently Vikings were midgets, because this is an awfully small glass. But in actuality, this is a reproduction of a glass found in a Viking burial mound. And the interesting part about it is that even though it has nice wide, you get lots of surface area so you can smell whatever it is. Obviously, you can't get whoa, jeez, gonna drop this thing yet. You can't get a whole lot into it. But the fact is, it's the bottom. That's why I bring it up. Where these tops help bring up the smell, it's the bottom of this that makes this glass so unique. So when you take it, and let's say you get done with you're about halfway through, you sit off to the side, you're in the longhouse, everything's going on, party-wise. Well, you turn your back, you come back. Who knows what has happened to your glass since then? Somebody could have put poison into it. So this glass stops that from happening. And how? Well, you can't see it. I won't make any adjustments. But there's no bottom. It just falls over. And obviously you're not going to have a glass full of mead or whatever else they're going to drink at that time period. Have it spray all over the table. So you're going to drink it. And when you get done drinking it, it's been laying there empty. No one's going to put any poison into it because there's nothing to put poison in. Lo and behold. There you go. So there you guys go. Hey, neighbor. Strange neighbors. She's a cute one, too. But anyways, Glencairn, best way to go if you can find it. They're fairly easy to find online. Not exactly cheap, but they're worth the money. Like I said, you can go crazy, get one of these Irish bourbon glasses, but frankly, Glencairn is the best way to go. And in a pinch, raid Grandpa's. There you guys go. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry it's a little on the long side, but it's a lot of glassware. The main thing is, drink your bourbon or your rum or your tequila any way you want to drink it. Paper, cup, doesn't matter. Just enjoy it. These different pieces of glassware is just to try to help you enjoy it even more. Until next time, keep on drinking.